You're watching Let's Chat.
Good morning and welcome back. As many of you are probably aware, the UT baseball balls are on the way to the College World Series up in Omaha, Nebraska. Who better to talk about that than or at least part of our esteemed sports panel. Joining us this morning, it is longtime sporting legend and member of the Chattanooga Sports Hall of Fame, Darrell Patterson.
Good to see you.
Darrell, good to see you. Also joining us is Dave Staley, and Dave, of course, is a longtime sports journalist as well. Dave, Darrell, you guys know each other by any chance?
We've run into each other
we have.
a few times.
We've covered a few things together.
Two or three times.
Told a couple of
Shook
stories.
hands. Yeah, we've known each other.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, you're looking at probably the better part of 80 years just of dedicated sports journalism just between these two guys.
Let's see, 30,
knowledgeable people, there are
actually,
no one
you're right,
more
yeah.
knowledgeable. We got these this picture
35,
popped
40.
up here. I think we're going to take a full screen of this, and you can see Dave with that head full of dark hair.
Look at that.
That mustache.
Isn't
and
that
Darrell
something?
looking distinguished.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
How far back does this picture go?
We were just talking about that. What is that? Is that 85?
It has to be
I
in the
came in
80s, yeah.
84, so.
And that was probably 85.
85, yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
And you came from
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming, Cheyenne.
When Darrell and I were talking
Yeah.
about you joining the News 12 family, he
Yes.
said he's a good cowboy from Wyoming.
Yeah.
And remember, I taught
Johnny
him everything
Mullinex.
he knows.
Remember Johnny Mullinex,
Right,
cowboy.
Yeah.
We're going to get to more of the personal side of both Dave and Darrell coming up here in a moment. The Vols hitting the World Series.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Baseball, man, that's pretty
First time
strong, isn't
since
it?
2005 they've been in the
Yeah.
CWF.
And I know you guys have both followed the Vols
Sure.
and their sports, but especially since they took off earlier in the season. What do you think the odds are on them taking it all the way to the top?
Dave and I talked about this a little while ago. I don't know of any reason why they can't
I
win
don't
the whole
say
shoot
either.
match.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There's some good teams in there.
Yeah.
Tennessee's in a good bracket, I think. They can hit the ball. I mean, the
They
7
have no
runs a game
stars.
they average.
They have
good
no
pitching.
stars, really, but everybody
Exactly.
is good. And yeah, listening and watching, and we were talking,
Right.
there's a lot of folks who think Tennessee can win it all.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they probably can.
Wouldn't that be a shot in the arm, not only for the
Yeah, it would
university
be.
and not only for the state, but especially for the sport of baseball?
Yeah.
Coming off of what we didn't have baseball-wise
Right.
last year, this would be absolutely incredible. Biggest strengths for the Vols as far as the baseball team?
Well, I think it's just the overall balance. Again, there are no stars on that team,
No.
but they all work together so well, and they're hot at the right time.
They-
We've talked about that so
exactly.
many times over the years. You get hot, right time, you can win it all.
And they are. They can, like I said, they're averaging, their offense is just, they will explode. They will have a 4 or 5 run inning.
Yeah.
Hit a couple out of the park. What, they had 6 home runs in the Sunday
Yeah.
game. That's a school record for an NCAA tournament game for Tennessee to have.
I have seen some of their pitching, and when they do the replays on the pitching and they show you just how fast, some of those guys with the balls aren't far away from major league speed when it comes to hurling the ball.
In watching some of the World Series or some of the regional games this week, just to watch these kids play.
Yeah.
It's not just Tennessee; it's the other teams too
Sure.
that have kids. They could be in the Braves bullpen right now.
The Braves
you
need
and
that. Come to think of it, just not to get off subject, but yeah,
Braves
they could use that, yeah.
All right. And
Yes,
for
sir.
those of you who are just now joining us, Dave Staley, of course, the newest member of the News 12 Now family. We're
Thank you.
glad to have him here on board.
Thank you, brother.
Well, you may not hear in a minute because Darrell and I have compiled some questions for you, Dave Staley.
Oh, the lightning
This is the lightning round, correct.
I
Don't
like
think a whole lot,
lightning
just
rounds.
react.
I'm not sure if I've ever been a part of a lightning round.
We're glad we could be your first.
Thank
Are you
you,
ready?
Chip.
Again, don't think a whole lot, just first
Oh,
response.
no, I'll just fire away.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Book or the movie?
Say that again?
The book or the movie?
The movie.
Mountains or the beach?
The beach.
Cake or pie?
Boy, that's a tough one. I'm a sweet
Don't
guy.
think a whole lot. Cake or the
I
pie?
will go cake.
Cake? Cake it is. The Beatles or the Rolling Stones?
The Beatles, but the Rolling Stones 1B.
Gotcha. The ocean or the lake?
Well, I grew up on a lake, so I guess I will take the lake, but
right.
again, the ocean 1B.
Mustang or Corvette?
Probably a Mustang. It was my first car.
Muscle.
Was
my
it really?
First car.
How did he
Truly.
get lucky and have a Mustang for his first car?
Yeah,
That's
it was
not
my
far
first
as the
car.
lightning round.
Corvair.
Yeah, three
I had
on
a
the floor.
Corvair.
Did you really? The old Corvair, yeah.
Eyeglasses or contacts?
Eyeglasses.
Eyeglasses.
All the time. Yeah.
All right. That's
Thank you.
pretty cool because we have the experts on eyeglasses coming up here in a few minutes.
yes,
Cindy Crittenden Henderson and her son from Eyer Optical. All right, very quickly here, we only have 2 minutes left. I know
2
you
minutes.
guys go back a long ways. I know you learned a lot from Darrell. And
Of
Darrell,
course.
I'm sure you learned some things
Of
from
course.
Dave.
We worked together
Absolutely.
30 years.
I'm going to begin with you, Dave. Tell me a story about Darrell that Darrell probably wouldn't tell a whole lot of other people.
The time that he fell down running to first base in a
Jam.
somewhat of a celebrity softball tournament. Was it part of the June Jam gathering?
I remember that.
And you got out of the box, took one step, and somehow you just hit the deck.
But I was safe.
You were safe. And I remember Rick Camp, bless his heart, rest in peace. You'd interviewed him afterwards, and Rick Camp was just
He
laughing.
was still laughing.
Okay.
One of
Darrell,
Tryon's
I ask
race.
you the same question, and it can be a warm fuzzy or it can be something like that. Tell us a story about Dave Staley that Dave probably wouldn't tell.
Oh gosh, the
himself.
stories. You don't have enough time for us to exchange stories about
So
each
we're
other.
going
Like
from
that-
right now until 12 noon,
like,
nonstop.
like Dave said, we worked together for 30 years.
Tell us a brief story about Dave that he probably wouldn't tell
Oh, I'm
himself.
not sure. I've told you everything
This
there
guy,
is.
this guy here, he knows where the bodies are buried. He knows chapter and verse. He knows dates. You can ask him any question about sports or
Yeah.
about music.
Yeah.
Dave will tell you who played where, who won, the whole thing.
fits
Anytime
in
I
with-
was writing a story and I needed to know who won the World Series that year.
He
remember
fits in
times? I'll
with
always forget.
our
I'll
crowd.
always remember that times. Remember in the rundown, Dave? How much time do I have? Boom, boom, boom.
I'm going to let these gentlemen continue their conversation. We're going to
We
move
can do
ahead
it all
to
night.
Cindy Crittenden Henderson and the gang from Eyer Optical coming up here in a moment.
Okay.
By the way, you'll see much more of Dave Staley over the coming weeks. Dave doesn't know this yet, Darrell. He's going to be sitting in for me when I'm on vacation. Both on Let's Chat and doing morning.
Can I
weather.
have Darrell on? With
Give me a call.
As
We'll
much
do it
as you
all.
like.
Fun.
Stick around. We've got lots more of Let's Chat.
I'm off that
straight
day.
ahead.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.